Welcome to our LumiSuite tutorial. My name is Dr. Cameron Hughes. I'm a product manager at Instrument Systems and an expert in the field of display measurement. When using a camera-based system to make 2D maps of luminance and color of displays, it's important to account for the modulation of the device. This is necessary because for almost all consumer electronic devices, their displays are powered by technologies that have a refresh rate. When using a camera-based system, it's important that the exposure time of the camera-based system matches the refresh time of the display to avoid artifacts during the measurement. Let's demonstrate the need for this with a moderate gray level on this smartphone with a 60 Hz refresh rate. If we run a measurement with the standard auto exposure, the camera will find an exposure time that gives an optimal signal level. However, as we see here, artifacts such as the vertical lines present in this image complicate and potentially invalidate the results of the measurement. In loop mode, we can see the stripes also move on the display. This occurs because the display is modulated with a specific frequency, and for artifact-free measurement, the exposure time of the camera needs to be a multiple of the refresh time for the display. To ensure that the exposure times are matched to the refresh time, first we need to measure the refresh rate. Thanks to the built-in photodiode in the Lumitop, it is only a matter of clicking under Device, the Luminance Modulation Measure button. For the highest accuracy, set the maximum measurement range to 300 Hz. In this case, we look for the most intense peaks around 60 Hz to find the exact modulation frequency after starting the measurement. Now that we've determined the modulation frequency of the device, click on the Sync Frequency button to restrict the exposure time to multiples of the refresh time. If we repeat a camera measurement of the device, we see the results are artifact-free and ready for analysis. If we change to an even darker gray image, we can see that the exposure time for the camera is locked to the refresh rate, and at the lower brightness, the image is also free of artifacts. Of course, restricting the possible exposure time can impact the highest luminance that can be investigated by the system. We set the phone on the highest brightness level and attempt to take a synced image. We can see that the image is overexposed and that the camera signal level is almost 100%. What is the solution? Find out more in our next video on the high luminance mode for the Lumitop 4000. If you have questions about any feature in the LumiSuite, please click on the small information icons, look in the help section, or see any other videos in our how-to series. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact sales@instrumentsystems.com.